Number 27. Find the value of the limit shown below. So we have a complex fraction with a square root. So this one is going to be similar to the last problem, but it's a little bit different, as we can see. So let's begin by getting rid of the smaller fractions within the larger fraction. Let's multiply the top and bottom of the large fraction using the denominators of the two smaller fractions. So we're going to multiply the top and bottom by 3 square root x plus 4. So this will give us the limit as x approaches 5. On top, we're just going to have x minus 5 times 3 times the square root of x plus 4. There's no need to multiply that. On the bottom, we're going to multiply these two. The square roots will cancel, and we're just going to get 3. And then we have minus. When we multiply these two, 1/3 by this, the 3's will cancel, and we'll get negative square root x plus 4. Now, we can't use direct substitution yet. If we were to plug in 5 plus 4 is 9, the square root of 9 is 3, 3 minus 3 is 0. We don't want a 0 in the denominator. So we need to multiply the top and bottom by the conjugate of the denominator. So that's going to be times 3 plus the square root of x plus 4. So remember, we're not changing the sign inside the radical. The sign outside of it is what we're changing between the two terms. So now we'll have the limit as x approaches 5. Everything in the numerator, we can just rewrite it. 3 times x minus 5 times the square root of x plus 4 times 3 plus the square root of x plus 4. On the bottom, we have 3 times 3. That's going to be 9. And then we have 3 times root x plus 4. Even though we know the middle terms will cancel, on an exam, you may need to show your work, so I'm going to write it out. It's good just to get into the habit of doing that. Some professors want you to show every step. Now, when we multiply these two radicals, the radicals will disappear. We'll just get negative, and then what's inside the radical? X plus 4. What you do need to be careful with is that this negative sign needs to be distributed to the x plus 4. So now, positive 3 and negative 3 root x plus 4, they will add up to 0, so we could cancel that. Let's not forget the equal sign. There's a lot of writing that needs to be done for a problem like this. Now, in the denominator, we have 9, and then distributing the negative sign, that's going to be minus x minus 4. Let's just get rid of this part. That'll save some time. The numerator is still the same, so there's no point rewriting it. Now, 9 minus 4 is 5. So we're going to have 5 minus x. And then this continues here, but we don't need to rewrite the numerator. Now notice x minus 5 and 5 minus x. They're very similar, but slightly different. What we need to do is we need to factor out a negative 1 from 5 minus x. Negative x will become positive x. Positive 5 will become negative 5. So these expressions are equivalent. Now we could cancel the x minus 5. 3 divided by negative 1 is just negative 3. So we could just move that negative sign to the front and get rid of the fraction entirely. So now what we have left over is the limit as x approaches 5 of negative 3 square root x plus 4, and then times 3 plus the square root of x plus 4. So now at this point we could use direct substitution. We could replace x with 5. Five plus 4 is 9. And the square root of 9 is 3. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. 3 plus 3 is 6. Negative 9 times 6 is negative 54. So that's going to be the answer for this problem, negative 54.